All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Welcome back. Today we're going to be calling McDonald's for a recent visit. Got a few complaints, not just one or two, but a few complaints. So I think you guys are going to find this entertaining. Hopefully you will, somewhat. So enjoy the video. Before you do, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video. We appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Check out our other videos. As always, we have a ton of great and fantastic and exclusive content. Definitely check out our other videos. And definitely check out my book. I lived in a homeless shelter in high school, still managed to retire early at the age of 46. You can retire early too. And listen, even if you don't like to read, I promise you, you will love this book. Links are going to be below in the description. Do not sleep on this. Check it out. So, had a bit of an issue when I went to McDonald's here recently, and you're going to hear all about it. I'm going to give them a call. So, here we go.
Thank you for calling McDonald's U.S. Customer Care Line.
Para español, oprima 9.
This call may be monitored or recorded for training and quality assurance. By remaining on the line, you agree that your information will be processed as described in our privacy and health data notices available at mcdonalds.com. Okay, in a few words, tell me why you're calling in today.
Complaint.
Thank you for that information. Your call is very important to us and will be answered in the order it was received.
That actually wasn't too bad for an IVR. Usually they're a lot worse.
Hello, thank you for calling McDonald's. This is Marge. May I start collecting your first and last name?
Hey Marge, my name is Nike. Last name is Nickel. Nickel.
Thank you so much, Anaki, and a pleasant afternoon. I see here that you called us on phone number 904414413. Is this a good callback number?
Sure. Listen, Marge, I just want to make sure, is this call being recorded?
Yes, this is a recorded Nickel.
It's Nike. But okay. All right, cool. As long as long as the call is recorded, that's perfect. I just want to make sure, because I've got, unfortunately, I've got some complaints, and I'm sure that's probably why people usually call you. I'm sure people aren't calling you to say how great everything was, right?
Yes, and since you got me on the line, I'll be happy to assist you with your complaint here. Can you share me what happened, Anaki?
Yeah, let me grab the receipt here, because I want to give you all the information. Wow, it's so small. Either that or my eyes aren't as good as they used to be when I was 21. Okay, I know this was this past Sunday, which, man, I'm just going to look at the calendar on the computer here, on the laptop. So that would have been December 14. Okay. So Sunday, December 14. Let me give you the address. Hang on a second here. Let me give you the address. Just a second. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. So I went in there and I ordered, well, first of all, and there's so many things, it's almost hard to figure out where to start. And again, please understand, Marge, none of my complaints, none of this has anything to do with you, obviously, but I just want to preface, our conversation. I don't want you to feel guilty or feel like this is your fault. Obviously, this is not your fault. You're doing your job. And you know what? I respect your job and I appreciate. My wife is actually Ilonga, so I understand a lot of the difficulties.
Wow.
Yeah, she's from Iloilo.
Yes.
So I know about sleeping rooms.
Yeah.
I know about the hours that you have to work, Most Americans, when we call in,
Yeah.
we don't realize that it's like what, probably like 2:30, 3:30 in the morning there. So you work really difficult hours, and I appreciate what you do because you work very hard and you have to deal with a lot of complainers like me. So thank you for what you do, Marge. So listen, so the first thing I want to say is, where do I start? Okay, so I went in there and I ordered 2 burgers, right? 2 McDoubles, and I always order my McDoubles with extra pickles because there's no extra charge for that, and I like pickles, and well done, meaning fresh out of the greaser, right? If you can call it fresh. So well done and extra pickles. Well, the guy that came up to take the order, and I kid you not, he had a shirt with a demon on it, with flames, like a devil. Okay, I get it. You can wear what you want. And keep in mind, this is not a customer. This is an employee. I'm assuming he's an employee. I mean, I know they say it's not safe to assume. You don't ever want to assume because, bad things happen. But when you're behind the counter and you're taking a customer's order, I'm going to say, I think, safely assume that this guy worked for McDonald's. And he had a sweatshirt on with Satan on it, or a demon or something with flames. So I just thought, wow, if a customer would have walked in with that, that's one thing. You can't control what your customers wear. I get that. But if the guy is an employee taking customers' orders with Satan on his shirt, it's probably not a good idea to have that person dressed like that. To be fair, he was a nice guy. He didn't look like a Satanist. I don't know. I don't know what a Satanist looks like. Well, it could be anybody. But it's kind of an offensive thing to have a Satan shirt on. So anyway, I ordered my 2 McDoubles. Oh, and by the way, just trying to get a hold of this guy was difficult. And I understand there's automation now, right? There's kiosks. And the reason for the kiosks is because here in the United States, we have very entitled people. And I mean very entitled. Fast food workers somehow think that they're entitled to $15 an hour for low-skilled labor that requires little or no experience, no education, nothing. I mean, fast food positions, for the most part, are really intended for 16 and 18-year-old kids in high school, entry-level positions. They're not intended to pay your rent and pay all your bills and pay a car payment and car insurance and raise a family on, much less pay a mortgage. But somehow a lot of people think that. So anyway, so there's automation to replace workers, right? So instead of a lot of help, you've got a lot of kiosks. Well, I've got a coupon, and in fact, it was a survey coupon on the receipt where I did the survey online, kind of like what I'm doing now, but online, and you get a buy one, get one free. So I can't use a kiosk, right? I have to get help. The construction of this facility, and this was not the employee's fault, but I'm just giving feedback. You still with me, Marge?
Yes, I'm still listening now.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yes, ma'am. So the construction of this facility is such that it's the most unfriendly facility for customers I've ever seen in my life. Not only are there all kiosks, but to get help, it's near impossible. What I mean by that is there's almost, the time that you're there, there's almost never any employees around. They're all in the back, in the kitchen. But the kitchen, it's not like most McDonald's where you can clearly see the kitchen. The kitchen is at least 30 to 40 feet away from the front counter. And the construction of the facility is, there's this long corridor leading to the kitchen. So you can barely see anybody in the kitchen to make, usually if you need help, even if most McDonald's are busy, everybody knows that. Everyone understands that who's been at a McDonald's. But when you go to a McDonald's, you can typically clearly see most or all of the kitchen area, and you can see employees walking back and forth and doing their duties, and you can typically make eye contact with them to let them know, hey, I need help. Well, with this, there's a long corridor from the front counter where the point of sale is. There's a long corridor that leads to the kitchen area and just a very limited view of the kitchen. And again, it's like 30 to 40 feet. That's not an exaggeration. So it's almost impossible to make eye contact with anybody. There's almost never anybody at the front counter because they're all in the back kitchen, 30 to 40 feet away, down this long corridor. So to get their attention, The only thing you can do, or somebody needs to fill me in if there's something else I could have done, is literally yell. I had to yell, not out of anger, but out of necessity. I had to say, excuse me, hello, like I'm yodeling. Hello, hey, excuse me, so that they would hear me, so that I could get someone's attention. Otherwise, I could have been standing there for, who knows, 15, 20, 30 minutes just to have someone take my order. Again, because I had a survey, buy one, get one free survey that was done online with the previous receipt. I could not complete my order at a kiosk. Otherwise, I would have been fine doing that, but I couldn't. So it was impossible, or very difficult to get a hold of somebody. So the guy comes up, the Satan guy comes up with the satanic shirt on, takes my order. I order 2 McDoubles, well done, with extra pickles. Again, I like my extra pickles, right? And the order, it came pretty quickly. I asked for ketchup, and he really didn't provide that many ketchups, really skimpy on the ketchup. So then I go to sit down. I look for a place to sit. Again, this is McDonald's. And, again, I understand everything's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a few issues here and there. Nearly every table was dirty, crumbs all over the place. Everything was unkept, unsanitary, uninviting, not the kind of place where you would want to sit down and eat, right? So I finally found a spot. There's a long rectangular, I don't know if you want to refer to it as a table or countertop. It's elevated. There are stools on both sides of this table. In fact, there are 4 stools on each side, so a total of 8, 4 on each side. And the reason I'm explaining this will make sense in a few seconds, because, again, the construction of this facility is so bad. When you go to sit down, there's these 2 giant, I don't know how to describe them. It's weird. They're almost like hula hoops. Maybe a little bit small. You know what hula hoop is, Marge?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what a hula hoop is?
Yeah, I know hula hoop.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just asking.
Yes, I know.
Because as crazy as this sounds, with this table with 8 seats, 4 on each side, there are literally 2 structures that resemble hula hoops attached to the table. So they're attached, like, let's say you're sitting at the tabletop. To your left or right, there's going to be a metal hula hoop type structure that is attached to the table. You can't move it. And it goes up into the air and around. I don't know how many feet in diameter or circumference they are, but they're large. And so you have one on each side, the left and right side. So if you sit on the ends, if you sit on the left end or the right end, you're going to have this metal hula hoop to your left or right next to you. So if you try to move your elbows, you can't. Your movement is literally restricted because of this metal hula hoop embedded in the table. For what purpose, I have no idea. And then if you sit in the middle, remember there's 4 seats on each side. So you don't have to sit in the ends. Maybe you sit in the middle. Well, if you sit in the middle, there's 2 seats in the middle, one in the left middle and the one in the right middle. Well, no matter where you sit, at the left or right middle, there's going to be a hula hoop either to your left or right. So again, your elbows are restricted on one side. It's very inconvenient. It's just weird. I've never seen anything like it. It's very uncomfortable, right? So no matter where you sit at this table, you're going to be restricted. Now, what I would do, if I could have, is just move one of the stools, right? There's 4 stools on each side. I would just move a stool a little bit so it's more centered, right, in the middle of the table. So I'd have room to move both my left and right elbows. But you can't do that because the stools are stationary. They're bolted to the floor. So you can't move the stools. So no matter where you sit, and all the other tables were filthy and dirty, and this one was pretty dirty too, except for the ends were a little less dirty. So I sat at one of the ends. So then you got to sit there with your elbows tucked in your side, at least on one side, like you're an introvert wrapped in shrink wrap, because the hula hoops, the metal hula hoops attached to the table. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Then you got the fact that there's no self-service bar, so there's no drink bar. Now, keep in mind, This didn't affect me directly because I just brought a water. So I didn't even order a drink. I just ordered 2 McDoubles. I'm cheap. I'm kuriput. You know kuriput? Hello?
Curry pot.
Yeah, that's me. You know what that is, right?
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. So I brought my own
Yes, I
water.
know that.
So I brought my own water. So I don't even need to go to the self-service bar to refill my Coke or my Sprite or whatever, soft drinks. I don't need to do that. But I'm just giving feedback from a customer perspective, right? Because look, I'm 51 years old. This isn't the first time I've went to a fast food restaurant, McDonald's or otherwise. And I'm sure you can imagine over decades and decades, I've been to many McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, Hardee's, Arby's, you name it. And I've never seen anything like this. There's always a self-service bar for drinks, right? To refill your soda or whatever. There's nothing. No napkins, no condiments, like nothing. And then you've got these tables with giant hula hoops in them where you can't move your elbows. And then you can't get help unless you literally yell for help down a 30 or 40-foot corridor because nobody's going to see you. Good luck. You might stand there, like I said, for 15 or 20 minutes or longer before anybody comes to the front counter. It's the most unfriendly environment for customers I've ever seen in my life at fast food. And again, this is not the employee's fault. They don't design it. But I'm just giving feedback. So when I got my order, go ahead. What were you going to say, Marge? Okay, I
Go
thought.
ahead. And I really apologize, sir. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, it's not your fault. I appreciate it. It's not your fault. I'm just explaining the layout of this restaurant. It was unbelievable. So when I got my food and I sat at this
Yes.
hula
And
hoop table, the only semi-clean part I could find, what were you going to say? I'm sorry. Hello?
And I really apologize. Hello, yes, Nike, and I really apologize for the unsatisfactory experience, for the overall experience here that you shared with me from this restaurant and the way they treated you. You should be always receive friendly and professional service every time you visit at any of our local McDonald's. But nothing to worry. I'll be make sure here that all of your concern here, all of the information that you shared with me will be here on my report because I'll be making here a report. This will be in a form of complaint and I'll be sending this report to our restaurant leadership to properly take in an action on this concern and also provide you with the best solution. And again, I truly understand how frustrating.
I'm not done yet. I'm sorry to interrupt, Marge, but I thought you were going to say something when I was speaking, so I wanted to let you speak. But I'm not done yet. So when I let me explain, and I apologize, it's a little long, but I think the details are necessary because what happened. This isn't even over yet. When I went to sit down at the semi-clean part on this table with these metal hula hoops sticking up where I could barely move my elbow. When I went to sit down and eat my burgers, I took the covers off, or the buns, whatever, to put on the ketchup and mustard, which they didn't even give me enough ketchup. They only gave me like a couple packets, and I asked for a handful, but they didn't even do that. Remember, I ordered 2 McDoubles well done with extra pickles. Guess what? Literally one, and this is not exaggeration, 1 pickle slice per burger. 1 slice. I don't know if the Satanist had wax in his ears. You know, the guy who took my order, the guy with Satan on his shirt. I don't know if he had wax in his ears. I don't know if he was just not paying attention. I don't know if maybe he heard limited pickles. I don't know. I got 1 pickle. So then I had to go back up. And again, there's nobody at the front counter at the point of sale. So I had to, again, try to get someone's attention down this 30 or 40-foot corridor leading to the kitchen area that has limited access and visibility. And I literally had to yell out. And I didn't want to do that, right? I don't want to start yelling out in the restaurant. But that's the only way to get a hold of anyone. Unless stand there indefinitely waiting and hoping that someone's going to notice you. Good luck. So I had to yell out again. And the girl came to the counter. And by the way, she was very nice. She didn't have a Satan shirt on. In fact, it was kind of weird because she had like what appeared to be a construction vest. You know, a bright, I can't remember if it was orange or yellow with reflective tape on it. But she had a construction vest on. Very nice. And I explained, I said, hey, look, I ordered extra pickles. I got one pickle. I showed her. She apologized. She said, no problem. I'll go back, get you some extra pickles. She did. She came back right away with a small box of pickles. I took them back to my dirty, semi-clean table with metal hula hoops where I can't move. And I opened the box, and there's literally like 6 pickles. So again, I eat here periodically, right? I have for decades at McDonald's. Not here at this location, but at McDonald's. The average, if you order a cheeseburger or double cheeseburger or McDouble, you're going to get at least 3 to 4 pickles, average, 3 to 4 pickles. So now I've got 4 pickles after asking for pickles, extra pickles to begin with, then showing, you know, the employee that I only got 1 pickle slice. Now I got to get extra pickles, and I still only have what I would normally have if I would have normally placed an order without even ordering extra pickles, like 3 to 4 pickles. Now I only have 4 pickles because I only had 6 extra pickles. That's 3 per sandwich, plus the one that's on there. That's 4 per sandwich. Then you're going to get 3 to 4 anyway. So whatever. So I didn't want to deal with it anymore, right? I didn't want to yodel anymore or scream out to the customer or employees to try to get somebody to come up there. I said, forget it. It's not worth it. So I ate my sandwiches and I left. But my point is, the facility, and there's nothing they can do about that. The facility is just so poorly designed. The guy with the Satan shirt, that's crazy. What's next, right? I mean, you're serving customers, right? Are they going to come to the front counter with a Marilyn Manson shirt on, or maybe severed heads that are dripping in blood, burning in the pits of hell? You're going to have that on your shirt too? I don't know. But customers don't want to see that. Unless they're Satanists, maybe they would, I don't know. But I don't want to see that, right? Whatever happened to just a uniform? Like, it's just a McDonald's shirt. Doesn't even have to have a collar on it. Just the Golden Arches or something, instead of a picture of Satan. So whatever you can do, and this was on Sunday. You got the location, but it was on Sunday, the 14th, December 14th, 2025, that I went there. It was early afternoon, probably about 1 to 1:30 in the afternoon, somewhere in there. Maybe early afternoon, 1 o'clock, 1:30. And I'm sure they have video footage. I don't know how long they retain that for, but they can check it. So my advice, and I understand that almost all McDonald's, maybe all of them now, I don't know, but most of them are, not corporately owned, they're franchises. So whoever owns this, they're a multimillionaire. You have to be to own a McDonald's. So they're very rich, and by very many measures, they're very successful in the business world. But maybe they don't want to take advice from somebody like me because I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm pretty smart with my money. I'm pretty good with business, though. I've owned and managed my own rental properties for 21 years. But my advice to the owner, whoever this is, if they have a chance to listen to this call, since this call is recorded, would be this. They can do whatever they want. But number one, evacuate the restaurant. Just clear it out. Drop a bomb on it. Just level it. Bring in the bulldozers and the construction crew and start over from scratch. And rebuild the facility and make it user-friendly or customer-friendly. Because right now, this ain't it. This is the most customer-unfriendly facility or restaurant I've ever seen. Again, it's near impossible to get a hold of anyone down this long corridor in the kitchen with very limited visibility from the front counter. If you need help, you're pretty much on your own. There's no self-service. There's no drink fountain. There's no napkins. There's no condiments. When you ask for condiments, they give you 1 or 2 like it's coming out of their paycheck. They don't take orders right. You got people dressed in Satan shirts serving burgers. It's just unbelievable. And, I would never want to go back here unless maybe it's through the drive-thru. But even then, I wouldn't want to because I'm not going to get my pickles. And you think I'm going to want to turn around and drive all the way back there for extra pickles? They know that. They know that 9 times out of 10 or more than 9 times out of 10, you're not going to turn around. It's just not worth your time. It's It's just a waste of time. It's a sunk cost at that point. So, just bad all the way around. But anyway, thank you for listening, Marge. I appreciate it. Salamat.
You so much for sharing all of the information here. And again, Aki, I really apologize for this inconvenience. I truly understand how frustrating and uncomfortable this experience must be for you, especially when you expect a clean environment, accurate orders, and easy access to assistance. And please be assured here that your concern regarding the order accuracy, cleanliness, seating design, and facility layout, and especially the employee attire, will be reviewed by our restaurant leadership and call you to address this concern to improve the overall customer experience. Because we, or your experience are truly matters to us, and we always wanted to provide you with an exceptional service every time you visit us. May I know here, Nike, if you're available to receive a call back, and what time is the best time to call you by our restaurant leadership?
Yeah, it would probably be, I would say probably after 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time, anytime after that, but after 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
All right, thank you so much for this information. And also, may I confirm if your voicemail is active?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is.
All right, thank you so much. In case you missed the call, Nikki, our restaurant leadership will leave a message on your voicemail, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, if they want to call back, they can.
All
There's
right,
not a
so
lot that they can do about the construction of the facility, like I said, unless they just level the building and start over from scratch. I mean, I know it's going to be expensive. And here's the other thing I just want to add this. I understand, like the message that I get, and I'm just telling them, not you, you're doing your job, and I appreciate it. But the message that I get as a paying customer, and I know I didn't have like a $20 or $30 or $50 order, but I'm still a paying customer. The message that I get when I go into this facility, this restaurant, this McDonald's location, is that we want us, just give us your money, take your food, and get out. That's the message I get. And I get that from the lack of amenities, the lack of creature comforts, the lack of being able to move my elbows at the table. Like, the construction is so poorly done. The fact that it's almost impossible to get a hold of anyone unless you literally yell out from the front counter to the back kitchen down this corridor. It's so poorly done. And if they don't want people eating at their restaurant, just close the dining facility. Close it down. There's a place, you may not have heard of it, but there's a restaurant called Checkers. It's also fast food. In fact, there's one right down the road from here, right? I'd say maybe 2 miles down the road. But if you've ever eaten at Checkers, you understand that there's no dining area there. It's drive-through only. They do maybe have sometimes very limited outdoor seating. You can park. There's a few parking spaces typically. You can park there and walk up to the front window and order with the employee or whatever, but you don't have an indoor dining area. You just don't have that. And that's understood. So if McDonald's doesn't want their customers there, don't design an indoor facility or an indoor dining area that's so unaccommodating and unwelcoming. Just eliminate it totally and have a drive-through only McDonald's. Just have a drive-through only. That would be better than having a facility that, and I don't even know. By the way, when I went to the restroom to wash my hands, there was no paper towel either. So that's another complaint, whatever. But I had to wipe my hands on my pants. But
understand, sir.
yeah,
I'll
so
take
it's
to
just
my
bad.
report.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I don't know what they're going to do if they call me. There's not a lot they can do, but salamat for your help. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great morning there, Marge.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
All right, you too, Nike. Since I already gathered all of the information here from you, rest assured that this will be properly taken in action because I carefully also document all of the information here, and also this call is also recorded. So, by the way, Nike, after this call, there will be a brief survey come to your end, and please stay on the line. So, it is about me asking you on how I assist you or help you today, and your feedback will be greatly appreciated.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
This is March, and thank you so much for calling McDonald's. Have a great afternoon ahead, and take care always. And please say me hi to your wife. Goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, Marge.
Was this contact the first time you've reached out about this particular issue or question? Press 1 for yes or press 2 for no.
All right, so that's it, guys. We got our complaint, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode.
Reached out about today resolved or answered? Press 1 for yes or press 2 for no.
I don't know. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do not forget to hit that bell icon, and we will see you next time.